If you're rejected, accept it, not because it doesn't hurt, not because it doesn't sting your pride or shake your confidence, but because acceptance is the first step toward freedom. Rejection has a way of making us question everything. Our worth, our talent, our future. It whispers lies in our ears, telling us we are not enough, not ready, not chosen. But rejection is not a sentence. It is information, and how you respond to it will determine who you become. Acceptance does not mean agreement. It means clarity, means sayings happen, this happened, but it does not define me. When you stop fighting reality, you stop wasting energy. And that energy, once trapped in anger, bitterness, or shame, can now be used to build something greater. There are moments in life when you give your best and still hear no. You show up fully and still get overlooked. That is not failure. That is life redirecting you. Some doors don't open because what's behind them would shrink you. Some opportunities pass you by because you're being prepared for something that fits your spirit better. Rejection often feels personal, but most of the time it isn't. People make decisions based on their fears, limitations, expectations, and timing. None of that measures your value. Your worth existed before the rejection and exists after it. Here's the truth: when something rejects you, it's often because it cannot handle who you are becoming. Growth threatens small spaces. Light exposes what darkness wants to hide. And not everyone or everything is equipped to receive the fullness of you. Accepting rejection allows you to ask a powerful question. What is this here to teach me? Maybe it's teaching you resilience. Maybe it's teaching you patience. Maybe it's teaching you to stop seeking validation outside yourself. Every rejection carries a lesson, and every lesson carries strength. Do not chase what has already shown you it doesn't want you. That chase will drain you, not develop you. What is meant for you will not require you to beg, shrink, or betray yourself. Alignment does not resist, it responds. Acceptance also creates space for healing, space for clarity, space for better opportunities to find you. When you let go of what said no, your hands become free to receive what says highs. And let me tell you something important. Some of the greatest transformations begin with rejection. It forces you to meet yourself, to redefine success, to build belief from the inside instead of borrowing it from applause. Use rejection as fuel, not proof of inadequacy. Let it refine you, not harden you. Let it push you inward before it propels you forward. One day, you will look back and realize the rejection you cried over was the protection you didn't recognize at the time. You'll see that what didn't work out made room for what changed your life. So if you're rejected, accept it, stand tall in it, learn from it, and then move forward wiser, stronger, and more certain of who you are. Because what is truly meant for you will never need to reject you. Rejection often arrives unannounced, heavy, and painful. It feels like a door slammed shut right in front of your face, leaving you standing there, questioning your worth, your effort, and your future. But rejection is not the end of your journey. It is a powerful redirection. Life has a way of guiding us, not always gently, but always purposefully. What feels like loss in the moment is often protection in disguise. When something rejects you, it is not always because you were lacking. Many times it is because the situation, the environment, or the timing was not aligned with who you are becoming. Not every door is meant to open for you because not every room is designed to hold your growth. Some spaces are too small for your vision, too limited for your dreams, and too narrow for your potential. Rejection saves you from shrinking yourself to fit where you do not belong. We often believe that success is about being chosen, approved, or accepted by others, but real success is about alignment. When rejection happens, it forces you to pause and reflect, to ask yourself whether what you were chasing truly matched your values, your purpose, and your long-term vision. Sometimes the pain comes not from losing the opportunity, but from realizing how badly you wanted something that was never meant to stay. Rejection also builds clarity. It removes illusions. It shows you what is not for you so you can focus your energy on what is. Without rejection, we might stay comfortable in places that limit us, afraid to move forward, afraid to dream bigger. Rejection pushes you out of familiarity and into growth. It challenges you to expand, to evolve, and to step into a higher version of yourself. Think of rejection as a turning point, not a stopping point. Every major breakthrough requires a moment of discomfort. Every meaningful transformation begins with a moment that shakes you. Rejection awakens strength you did not know you had. It teaches resilience, patience, and self-trust. It reminds you that your journey does not depend on one decision, one person, or one opportunity. There is also wisdom in understanding that what leaves your life makes room for something better. When one path closes, another begins to form, often in ways you cannot yet see. Redirection is rarely clear in the moment. It only makes sense when you look back and realize that if things had gone you wanted, you would not be where you needed to be. Rejection teaches you to rely less on external validation and more on inner belief. It invites you to define yourself instead of allowing others to define you. When you accept rejection, you stop fighting reality and start working with it. You conserve your energy, your focus, and your faith. So do not see rejection as failure. See it as guidance. See it as life saying, there's something more aligned waiting for you. Trust the redirection even when it hurts, because sometimes the most powerful progress you will ever make begins with a closed door, a disappointed heart, and the courage to move forward anyway. Acceptance is often misunderstood. Many people believe that accepting rejection means giving up, settling, or admitting defeat. In reality, acceptance is one of the strongest decisions you will ever make. It is not weakness, it is power. The moment you accept what has happened, you stop allowing it to control you. You take your power back from disappointment, anger, and regret, and you place it where it belongs, in your own hands. When rejection happens, the natural response is resistance. We replay the moment in our minds, questioning what we said, what we did, and what we could have done differently. We argue with reality, wishing it would change. But resisting what already is only deepens the pain. Acceptance, as says, does not erase the hurt, but it prevents suffering from taking over your life. Acceptance begins with honesty. It is saying, this did not work out, and that is the truth. There is freedom in telling the truth to yourself. When you stop pretending, stop denying, and stop chasing explanations that will never satisfy you, your mind becomes clearer and your heart becomes lighter. Acceptance creates emotional space. And in that space, healing begins. Power comes from emotional maturity. It takes strength to sit with disappointment without letting it turn into bitterness. It takes courage to feel hurt without allowing it to harden your heart. Acceptance allows you to feel the pain fully, but it also allows you to release it when the time comes. You are no longer trapped in the moment of rejection. You are moving through it. Acceptance also restores focus. When you stop obsessing over what rejected you, your energy returns to you. You can now ask better questions. What can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? What is the next step forward? These questions shift you from a victim mindset to a leadership mindset. You are no longer reacting to life. You are responding to it with intention. There is dignity in acceptance. Chasing validation from what has already said no drains your self-respect. You do not need to beg, prove, or explain yourself to anyone who cannot see your value. Acceptance is you choosing yourself even when others do not. It is you saying, I honor my worth enough to walk away with grace. When you accept rejection, you also gain clarity about your identity. You realize that your value is not dependent on outcomes, titles, or approval. You are valuable because you exist, because you have something unique to offer, because your journey matters. Rejection tests your relationship with yourself. Acceptance strengthens it. Another powerful truth is this: acceptance shortens recovery time. People who refuse to accept rejection stay stuck in pain for years. They carry resentment, self-doubt, and fear into new opportunities. But those who accept rejection process it, learn from it, and move forward stronger. Acceptance does not delay success, it accelerates it. Acceptance allows peace to return, and peace is not passive. Peace is clarity. Peace is confidence. Peace is knowing that even if things did not go your way, you are still on your way. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming. So understand this deeply: acceptance is not the end of ambition. It is the foundation of growth. When you accept rejection, you rise above it. You reclaim your power, your focus, and your faith. And from that place of strength, you move forward, not wounded, but wiser, not defeated, but determined. One of the most damaging lies rejection tries to sell you is this: that your value decreases because someone said no. In moments of rejection, it is easy to believe that approval equals worth and that disapproval means deficiency. But your worth has never been up for a vote. It is not decided by people, positions, titles, or outcomes. It is inherent, unchangeable, and independent of circumstance. From a young age, many of us are conditioned to seek validation. We are taught to measure ourselves by grades, praise, promotions, relationships, and applause. Over time, we begin to tie our identity to external responses. So when rejection comes, it doesn't just hurt our plans, it wounds our sense of self. But rejection does not reduce your value. It only reveals where you were placing it. Your worth existed before the opportunity, before the relationship, before the door you wanted to walk through, and it exists now exactly the same. People may reject your idea, your timing, your approach, or your readiness, but they cannot reject your essence. They cannot cancel your purpose. They cannot erase what was placed inside you. When you understand this truth, rejection loses its power to define you. You stop internalizing external decisions. You stop asking, what's wrong with me? And start asking, what is right for me? That shift changes everything. It moves you from self-doubt to self-trust. It is also important to recognize that people see through their own filters. Their fears, experiences, expectations, and limitations shape their decisions. Sometimes they reject what they do not understand. Sometimes they reject what challenges them. Sometimes they reject what reflects possibilities they are not ready to face. Their no often says more about them than it does about you. When you tie your worth to approval, you give people too much power over your emotional life. One decision can lift you up or tear you down. That is an unstable way to live. But when your worth is rooted within, rejection may hurt, but it will not destroy you. You bend, but you do not break. Understanding your worth also helps you set boundaries. You stop chasing environments that do not value you. You stop trying to convince people who have already made up their minds. You learn when to walk away with dignity instead of staying where you are tolerated rather than celebrated. Self-worth teaches you discernment. Rejection can actually strengthen your self-worth if you allow it. It forces you to confront a powerful question: do I believe in myself when no one else does? That is where true confidence is born, not in applause, but in silence. Not in acceptance, but in resistance. When you choose to believe in your worth despite rejection, you develop inner authority. You no longer need constant reassurance. You begin to move with quiet confidence, and you show up fully, not to prove yourself, but to express yourself, and that kind of presence is powerful. Remember this: some people will never see your value because they are not meant to benefit from it. Your worth is not universal. It is specific. It is meant for the right places, the right people, and the right season. Rejection simply removes what is misaligned so that what truly matches you can find you. So do not shrink after rejection. Do not lower your standards or dim your light to be accepted. Stand firm in the truth that your worth is constant. People may vote no, doors may close, and plans may change, but your value remains untouched, undeniable, and fully intact. Rejection is painful, and there is no wisdom in pretending otherwise. It can bruise your confidence, disturb your peace, and make you question your direction. But pain itself is not the enemy. What matters most is what you do with it. When you respond with awareness instead of avoidance, pain transforms into purpose. It stops being something that happened to you and starts becoming something that works for you. Most people try to escape pain as quickly as possible. They distract themselves, suppress their emotions, or harden their hearts. But avoided pain does not disappear, it waits. It shows up later as fear, insecurity, anger, or self-doubt. Awareness invites you to face pain honestly, without judgment, and without letting it define you. When rejection hurts, pause and listen. Pain is information. It reveals what mattered to you, what you hoped for, and what you risked. That alone is powerful. The fact that rejection hurts means you had the courage to try, to care, to step forward. Pain confirms that you were brave enough to put yourself in the arena, and that courage is never wasted. Awareness allows you to extract meaning from discomfort. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? You begin to ask, what is this shaping in me? That shift turns pain into a teacher. Pain teaches humility, empathy, patience, and an emotional intelligence. It softens your judgment of others and deepens your understanding of yourself. Many of the most impactful people develop their strength through rejection. Pain sharpens vision. It clarifies priorities. It strips away illusions and reveals what truly matters. When something hurts deeply, it often points you toward your values. It shows you what you will no longer tolerate, what you are willing to fight for, and what kind of person you choose to become. Purpose is often born in moments of disappointment. Rejection can awaken a deeper calling. It may push you to refine your skills, change your direction, or use your voice in new ways. What once felt like a setback becomes the very thing that fuels your growth and service. Pain, when understood, becomes a bridge between who you were and who you are becoming. Awareness also helps you avoid bitterness. Bitterness forms when pain is combined with blame. Purpose forms when pain is combined with responsibility. Responsibility does not mean self-blame. It means choosing how you respond. You cannot control rejection, but you can control the meaning you assign to it. That choice determines whether pain imprisons you or empowers you. When you respond to rejection with awareness, you become more compassionate. You recognize that everyone carries unseen wounds. You learn not to measure others by their worst moments, just as you hope not to be measured by yours. Pain opens the heart when you let it teach instead of harden. There is also a quiet confidence that comes from surviving rejection. You realize you can endure disappointment and still move forward. You learn that pain does not disqualify you, it prepares you. Every time you choose awareness over avoidance, you strengthen your emotional resilience. Purpose does not erase pain, but it gives pain direction. It gives meaning to struggle. It transforms wounds into wisdom and experiences into insight. When you allow rejection to shape your character rather than shatter your confidence, you step into a deeper version of yourself. So do not rush past the pain of rejection, and do not camp there either. Walk through it with awareness. Listen, learn, and let it refine you, because when pain is met with understanding, it does not break you, it builds you. And in time, what once hurt you becomes the very source of your strength, clarity, and purpose. One of the most liberating truths you can learn through rejection is this: what is truly meant for you will not require force, begging, or self-betrayal. When something belongs in your life, it aligns with you, it may challenge you, stretch you, and demand growth, but it will not constantly resist you. Rejection often arrives to teach you the difference between effort and force. Many people confuse persistence with attachment. They believe that if they just push harder, explain better, or wait longer, they can turn a no into a I wise. But forcing what does not flow drains your energy and erodes your self-respect. Alignment does not have to be chased. It responds naturally when the timing is right. Rejection is clarity. It reveals where you are trying to fit into a space that cannot hold you. When something repeatedly pushes you away, it is not testing your determination. It is signaling misalignment. Learning to recognize this saves you years of struggle, exhaustion, and self-doubt. What is meant for you meets you halfway. It does not require you to shrink, perform, or pretend. It invites your authenticity. It allows you to grow without losing yourself. When you force a situation, you often compromise your values, silence your intuition, and ignore red flags. Rejection, painful as it is, prevents that compromise. There is wisdom in letting go. Letting go is not quitting. It is choosing peace over pressure. It is trusting that something better exists beyond what rejected you. When you release what resists you, you create space for what aligns with you. Life cannot fill hands that are tightly clenched. Trusting what is meant for you requires patience. Sometimes rejection is not a final no, but a not yet. Other times, it is a permanent redirection. Discernment comes from listening, not insisting. The more you force, the quieter your intuition becomes. The more you accept, the clearer your inner guidance grows. What belongs to you will recognize you. It will feel challenging but right. It will stretch you but support you. It will demand effort but return growth. You will not need to convince, chase, or exhaust yourself to earn a place where you truly belong. Rejection teaches you to value ease without laziness and effort without suffering. Growth does require work, but it does not require constant struggle against resistance. When something is aligned, even the hard moments feel meaningful rather than draining. This truth also applies to people. The right connections do not require you to prove your worth repeatedly. Mutual respect, honesty, and effort flow both ways. If you are the only one trying, explaining, or holding things together, rejection may be saving you from a future of imbalance. Trust that life removes what cannot grow with you. Trust that delay is not denial, and redirection is not punishment. Trust that your journey is unfolding with intelligence, even when you do not understand it yet. When you stop forcing, you start attracting. When you release control, you gain clarity. And when you accept rejection, you align yourself with what is truly meant for you. So let rejection do its work. Let it guide you away from struggle and toward alignment, because what is meant for you will come with purpose, peace, and possibility, not pressure. Rejection is not a signal to stop. It is an invitation to rise with greater awareness. When you accept rejection instead of resisting it, you reclaim your power, protect your worth, and align yourself with a higher path. Every closed door refines your vision, strengthens your character, and prepares you for what truly belongs to you. Rejection teaches you clarity, acceptance teaches you peace, and growth teaches you trust. What leaves your life creates space for what fits your purpose. So walk forward without bitterness, without fear, and without self-doubt. Trust that every no is guiding you toward a more authentic highs, and that your journey is unfolding exactly as it needs to.